Recently, I've been thinking that playing golf is too much like walking into the casino. So you get to the course and you just don't know how you're going to hit it, how you're going to play, and it seems like there's just way too much chance involved with what type of golfer you're going to be that day. But after doing a lot of research into the science of what makes people better at golf and my experience in doing Be Better Golf, I think there is a way to really stack the odds in your favor. Thanks for watching. I've been thinking recently, when you come to the range or you go to the golf course, you go to play, too much you feel like you have no idea how you're going to hit it, and you don't know if it's going to be a good session or a bad session. And I've seen, and the golf schools that I run and all the lessons that I take and everything, it really seems like whatever you do for the first 7 or 8 minutes of whatever session you're going to have, or whether you're going to go play, and when you're kind of setting the tone for what you're going to do that day, that seems to be the thing that really determines whether or not you're going to hit it well or not. So I wanted to test that because the last couple of times I've been to the range here, I hit it really poorly and I could never get a good sense of how my grip felt. And then I hit it really well. And the only difference was I think I've developed, after doing a lot of the golf schools and doing so many golf videos, I think I've developed a pretty good idea of the things that you should do before you hit any golf balls. And I know for sure that if you do these things, you will definitely increase your chances of hitting it well. So I'm going to kind of show that today. All right, so the first thing you should do is just get your heart pumping. Colin Morikawa's fitness coach said to me that if he could do anything for golfers, he would just have them get their heart rate elevated for a little while before he starts to actually hit balls. So that's what I'm going to do now. So you could run around, you could do different things, but I think the best thing to do really probably that you can just do in place is just do like 30 squats. And let's see what that does to my heart rate. So right now my heart rate is 91. So let's see what 30 squats would do to that. Okay, that's 30. So that took up my heart rate to 104. 105. I'd like to get it to like 110, I think is the sweet spot for me. 107. All right, so that's about good. So then I think the first thing that you should do really is start to get a good sense for how your grip is. So go to something that you can push on and set your grip the way you want it, and just kind of push on that for impact. You're really trying to get a good sense of that. A couple pushes, like 10. And then you're twisting, and then see it opens the face, and then you gotta bow it down. Then I think some Dr. Kwan style step drills to set kind of the force pattern of the day. Nice and flat. But I would keep these about waist to waist actually. You kind of want to set the swing bottom. What you want to do is get like a line here. And all you want to do is just start to hit the ground with small swings on this side of the line or forward. Get that good grip. And you're feeling like, okay, if your grip doesn't feel comfortable, then go back to these presses. All right, now this is the thing that I've been doing that I think is really important, is if you're on the mats, what I want you to do is go to the edge right here, and you're gonna try to nip just the very bottom of the mat and then to where that grass is. So you're really trying to get the sense of where impact is, and then you're here when you hit it, and you're hitting down and forward through the ball. And almost none of these swings should be above your ribs or so. I'm starting to feel it. All right, and then for the first balls you hit, it gets 7-iron, and you're only going to try to hit small carries with it. You're really just trying to get the feeling of ball then ground. The ball get in the way. Make sure you're feeling that impact. There you go. The other thing that I saw when I've been doing all this research into different studies about golf and how people actually get better is the importance of timing and actually the benefit of timing training. Hit down and through, so I'll show you something for that in a second. Okay, this is really interesting, and I think it deserves its own video. But when I was doing research, and I do this all the time, if you go to Google Scholar here, so this only searches academic articles. And if you type in here interactive metronome for golf or golf interactive metronome, it's amazing like how many studies come up that show the effects of using an interactive metronome in golf and in putting and in a whole bunch of stuff. When I was looking through different studies about, okay, what has actually been proven to improve somebody's skills in golf, like actual golf skills, and doing timing training using a metronome kept coming up. So let's just go through some of these for a second. Training effects of interactive metronome on golf performance and brain activity in professional women golf players. So let's go down to the conclusion. The study showed that motor timing practice through the use of interactive metronome can optimize the variability of swing timing and brain connectivity in golfers. This suggests that optimization of motor timing can promote improved motor learning and putting performance in professional golfers. So that's cool. Effects of interactive metronome and golf swing mechanics training on technique and motor timing in professional and amateur golfers. This doesn't have the full article, but accurate motor timing is required to produce well-coordinated movements during the golf swing. We developed the interactive metronome protocol which included golf swing mechanics to improve motor timing. So what that means is that they did actual golf swing mechanics things matched up to the beat. And what the interactive metronome actually is, it's something like this. And I think it's really expensive, but it's a set of headphones and a pad, and it goes into a computer, and you try to clap to the beats is the original thing that you do. And they've done studies where if you clap to the beats, it really helps kids focus. It helps across all different sports and a lot of different things like that. Looks like this one is wireless, and it's usually used at like therapy places or things like that. But what I'm talking about is, imagine you're doing an actual golf backswing motion, and there's not much here for golf. It's not used much. Going into this thing, motor timing and golf mechanics were measured before and after the training. There was a significant time by group interaction in the coordination of the upper limbs, where the professional and amateur groups showed a significant improvement compared with the control group. The findings suggest that interactive metronome with the golf swing mechanics can improve coordination in limbs. So that's good, because usually they do these studies and they're almost always inconclusive, and they almost always at the end of the study say, we need to do more studies in order to really figure this out. It's like almost every study almost always just leads to wanting to do another study. Another one, effects of interactive metronome on changes in arm angle and motor timing in the upper extremity during a golf putt. Training and timing improves accuracy in golf. This one's interesting. All right, in this experiment, the authors investigated the influence of training in timing on performance accuracy in golf. During pre and post testing, 40 participants hit golf balls with 4 different clubs in a golf course simulator. The dependent measure was the distance in feet that the ball landed from the target, so accuracy. Between the pre and post test, participants in the experiment condition received 10 hours of timing training with an instrument that was designed to train participants to tap their hands and feet in synchrony with the target sounds. The participants in the control condition read literature about how to improve their golf swing, so like golf books. The results indicated that the participants in the experimental condition significantly improved their accuracy relative to the participants who read the golf books. And the people who read the golf books didn't show any improvement. We concluded that training in timing leads to improvement in accuracy. So there they were just tapping their hands and feet, not doing actual golf motion activity. So in this video that we're doing today, I bet you that if you just put a metronome on and just had a metronome going during your entire warm-up, that might really do something. How fast to put it on, I'm not really sure. I'm seeing different things. I'm seeing like 110 as like 110 beats a minute. And if you listen to this, so this is what 110 beats a minute sounds like if I go to here. So that's kind of zippy. That's like the entire time it takes to make your backswing. So imagine going between impact and backswing on this. Let's see if there's anything else that's interesting on here. The effect of interactive metronome training on sports confidence and putting performance. That's interesting. You guys don't mind a longer video, do you? In sum, the results of the present study indicate that training and timing increases one's success on the putting performance test and increases one's efficacy to execute. So it's seeming like this is really powerful training, because most golf things, when they study them, they're like pretty muted and pretty neutral. Like they don't really do that much in order to make people actually any better. Golf shot accuracy. Oh, here's the entire study. All right, so let's see. This might be the one I was looking. But first things first, let's go to the conclusions. Or last things first, let's go to the conclusion. The present study showed a significant effect of SMT, that must be synchronized motor timing or something like that, by means of improvement in motor timing and synchronizations. Okay, yes. Additionally, significantly improved scores on selected golf shot accuracy variables, with clearly decreased variability after just 4 weeks of training were evident. As the present study shows, sensory motor control and golf shot accuracy outcomes were positively affected by SMT. This suggests that enhanced and optimal golf shot accuracy does require precise, timed, and synchronized sensory motor control. Well, we know that. We know it requires that, but does your training help? The finding that improvements of golf shot accuracy are positively affected by improved motor timing, and that such improvements occurs after just 4 weeks intervention. Okay, so, and that's what I found. I found about 5 weeks of doing any golf thing seems to be the sweet spot to actually get something to, like, help. Let's see if we can see what they actually did. Methods, this is what we want. A total of 26 experienced male golfers participated in this. The golfers were randomly assigned to either an SMT or control group. So SMT, I think I have to find that. All right, the study investigates the effect of synchronized metronome training. Okay, so it's synchronized metronome training that we're talking about. This is like fascinating for me. So if you're bored, you can skip back to when I'm on the range, but this is probably like a good stuff to get into for a video later. Apparatus. Pre and post-test golf precision measures were established in a golf simulator located in a small lab at Umeå University, which is in Sweden. The screen displayed the fairway on which the ball is positioned, as well as the green, the hole with the pin and the flag, like a normal simulator kind of thing. And this is how they determined the accuracy. So just by measuring the distance from the line, and then measuring the distance from the ball totally. The interactive metronome system assessed all participants' timing and rhythmic skills at pre and post test, and as training intervention for the SMT group. The IM is a computer program for Windows based on traditional music metronome that attempts to improve and maintain timing and rhythmicity. It is set up with standard stereo headphones and a set of contact sensing triggers, including a hand glove and flat plastic foot pad. The participants are required to perform uni and bilateral rhythmic hand, arm, leg, foot movements in conjunction with a computer-generated reference beat heard through headphones. So you try to hit the timing of it. Intervention. So that's the test. The intervention is the actual training. Let's see if they talk about what they did here. The SMT group received 12 training sessions of IM training, distributed on 3 45 to 50-minute sessions a week. That's a lot. So imagine for 4 weeks going in and doing 3 sessions a week for 50 minutes. The IM training was accomplished individually, and a certified IM provider was present for all sessions. That's why this thing is expensive, because you need the machine and an actual person who's certified to run it, I guess. Monitoring the participants' activities, modeling proper actions, and correcting any technical problems. During training sessions, the IM system instantly transposes the timing information to a discriminative temporally based guide sounds presented in the participants' headphones. So it kind of lets you know whether you tapped too late or too early. At the completion of training, participants typically have engaged in approximately 27,000 motor repetitions. After each training session, the participants were shown their scores. I'd be interested to know if just trying to clap to a beat without the interactive metronome, without knowing whether you were late or if that really is much worse or any different. The purpose of the training was twofold: to improve the participants' motor, timing, and rhythmic skills, and to improve their ability to attend selectively to a stimulus for extended periods. I wonder what the beats per minute was that they used. Due to off-golf season, the participants in the control group were allowed to maintain some aspect of golf activity by performing golf swings in a commercial swing training device, the Explain R trainer. These golfers performed in total 8 20-minute sessions with the Explain R trainer, distributed on 2 sessions a week. So that's that big hoop that you stand in. The purpose of this training was twofold. First, to keep the golfers motivated to participate in the study. Second, to be able to control the amount of golf activity amongst the participants in the control group. All golfers, independent of group belonging, agreed not to take part in any other golf activity during the period between the pre and post test. So that's the 4 weeks it took. Here they just did the timing training. There's another study where they actually do the timing training with golf motions. And here is this chart where you can see how much lower and closer this group hit the ball than the control group. I want you to imagine there's a metronome on and you're going from impact to the top. Again, a couple times like this. Tick, tock, tick, tock. You're just waking up your body. Now you're actually touching the ground. All right, that's about it. So now I'm gonna see if that makes this a good range session or a bad one. All right, so after the warm up, let's see how this goes. Just gonna hit some wedges. I think one of the absolute main problems in golf is that people start their downswing when their weight is still on the right side. But the real problem is your force is going up this way as you make a downswing, and then you hit it like this. And I think that really leads to a flip. So I think if you want shaft lean and you want forward contact and everything, you need to get your weight, you get like this, your arrows and force vectors going like that way. And almost always that means weight on your left side, moving there and then coming up. That's why I really like this. I feel like my body's woken up. That's perfect. What's impact feel like? Create that through the ball. That's good. One of the things you can try is put the ball really close up to this edge of the mats, because most people are hitting off the mats anyway. And then hit the ball, and then like you're going to hit the grass in front of the mat. And swing a little bit towards first base with your body. It feels really good if you hit it good. That was great. See, so I'm already hitting it more solid than I did the other day when I didn't warm up really or have any. It's not really a warm up, because a warm up is just like the part that would get your body pumping. It's really motion control or motion pattern building, like pattern tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, that blue flag on the right. It's okay. Go there again. That's perfect. Maybe just because this is the thing that scientists want to study, but the only things that I could see that actually have a big effect are fitness programs, like long-term 6 week or 8 week fitness programs, or timing training. That could be like claps where you're on a metronome and you're trying to hit it. It's called like an interactive metronome where you're trying to hit it. Or even better, I saw this study out of Korea about doing interactive metronome training but with golf position. So tick, tock, tick, tock, and trying to get that timing right. And that's one of the things Dr. Kwan does in that stage X drill. They're continuous swings. And if you do something like, you wouldn't do Matthew Wolf's motion again and again, because it just you'd be fighting yourself. So after a while of doing it, it kind of takes the loops out of your swing and gets it more directly on the plane, because it's just the most simplest thing to do. So go tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tick. So timing isn't just the type of thing where it's like, oh, either you have it or you don't. It's something that you can train, and then you can kind of prime the pump to get better at. Okay, like 150 yards, 7-iron. It's a little less than normal. Stitch. So there's something to that. And then it's the thing that I start to realize things that I wouldn't have noticed. That when I do this continuous counting to the timing thing, I notice that I swing into my left arm more, and then that feels like that opens the face, so then I have to bow it some. So I leave the hands up, shut the face with my wrist. Tick, tock, tick, tock. And then when you swing, it's just like the music's already going, you're just kind of joining it. That's perfect. I wasn't sure, I hadn't hit any balls today, and I wasn't sure if I was going to hit it good. But I did a few things that really increased the chances that I was going to hit it good. And what that was, just recapping, was first, get your heart rate, like, if your resting heart rate is like 60, get your heart rate like less than double of that. So like to 110 or something like that. Then after that, get a sense for your hands on the grip supporting this push. You push something like the mat or cart tire or something like that. Really get the feeling where your hands are, and not only pushing it, but then feeling that your weight is on the lead side. Then start to get some low point control where you're hitting down and through. I really like that kind of stripe drill Hugh Marr did for us, or what Birdie said about getting on the left side. So that doesn't mean offsides, like this, your head stayed center, but your weight gets left that way. Then after you do that, some of Dr. Kwan's drills to awaken the pressure flows. Do that for a little bit. Then after you do that, hit small shots of ball, then ground. You're only feeling like waist high to waist high. If it's really, the sweet spot seems to be half distance. So if this is 7-iron that would go 170, then you're talking about hitting it like 85 yards. Carry. And that was, I mean, I just flushed that perfectly, but it went like 110. But the intention is that. And then you start to grow it out big. And if ever like your grip starts to feel like, your hands don't feel comfortable on the club, you're cooked. So if ever your grip doesn't feel good, get that grip that you like and see that, okay, is my grip, however I like it, is it supporting this impact? That feels good there, more bent. And that way you can guarantee that if you do that, you're gonna increase your chances of hitting it good whatever day that you come to the golf course by 1,000%. Click the subscribe button, a lot more exciting stuff coming up on the channel. Bye.